Hi everyone, and thanks again for tuning into Pugs and Stilettos. Today I have for you a planner pouch project share. So we're going to start off. These are a couple of the samples that I have made. This is the one that I'm going to show you today. So very simple. For example, this is one of the prints for the Planner Girl from Hobby Lobby. This material that I got from there. This is the zipper color that I chose. It's like a red zipper. The inside is a really cute polka dot, red polka dot. And basically, this is also a planner that I have, worked on. Let me zoom out, actually. Planner that I have worked on. And you know how we like to stick our planners in something cool? So I've been making these planner pouches so that, you know, our paper clips and all the goodies that we use in our planners don't get destroyed. I will show you a couple of the planners that I have been making for the craft fair that I have coming up in March. I've been making quite a few of them, so that'll be a different project share, but this is one of them and I think that it is gorgeous. So let's get started. So as I shared this one, these are just a few of the ones that I have made. It's like a vintage one. This has that very pretty like a Damascus style with a little bit of like a glitter. This one has all these countries around the world. This is that Ooh La La print with the gold foil. And the one that I'm going to make today is one that is made out of denim. So we have denim and a very pretty green liner on the inside. So the first thing I'm going to share with you is this cardboard that I decided to make with the measurements of my planner pouch. And the planner pouch is going to be 11.5 inches wide by 8.5 inches tall or long. Okay, so these are my measurements. And what I did was, because I kept every single time having to take out the ruler and measure, I just made it out of cardboard, and then I just use this as my template. I cut the piece that goes on the outside, I cut the piece that goes on the inside, and it's all it all works. This is a 12-inch zipper. So for this project I picked a green to match the liner that I am going to be working on. So let's get started here. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to select the inside portion, the liner that you're going to use. You're going to lay that out. The good thing is that this doesn't really have a right side and a wrong side, so you just want to lay that down. You want to line up your raw edges of your zipper to the liner. And then you're going to make a sandwich. You're going to put your outside material face down, because you're going to make like a sandwich, as I said. Sorry about that. So we're going to go here and here. And you're going to bring this down here. And then you're going to clip these together. So you're going to use clips like these, or you could use pins, but you want to make sure that you line everything up nicely. And then you're going to go over to your sewing machine and you're going to sew these with the zipper foot. Let me show you that. And you want to use a zipper foot because it'll allow you to get really close to the actual lining of the zipper. So this is the one that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and I'm going to, of course, add a few more clips because you really want this to be as straight as possible. And the zipper, you can kind of feel it is right here. So you're going to kind of sew as straight as possible right down that line. And I'll be right back. So I went over to my machine and I did a really straight stitch using the zipper foot. For this one, I put the zipper foot on the left side so that it was able to run as close as possible. And I'll show you that when you open this, this is the outside, this is the inside. So this is what the zipper would look like. This is the outside and this is the inside. Okay, so what you're going to do now is the same thing, but this time you're going to sandwich again the other side. So you're going to put your liner on the bottom. You're going to grab your zipper and you're going to do the same thing. Line up the raw edges. Okay, and then you're going to grab this portion, good side facing down, and you're going to sandwich it right here. So same concept, just to double check, you'll end up with that. So then all you got to do now is just pin it. I'm going to go back to my machine and sew this, and I'll be right back. So this is what it looks like pinned, and I'm going off to my sewing machine to do some sewing. Just make sure that once you get closer to the zipper here, you're going to have to stop, unzip it, and then run it all the way to the end. I'll be right back. So here we are. I just finished sewing the other side. So this is what the zipper should look like. So what you're going to do now is you want to get your iron, and you want to iron, you know, your seams out as tight as possible so everything is nice and flat, because you're going to do a very thin little stitch right here on top to hold down the layers together, so you get a really nice finished product. Something similar, I don't know if you can see it on this, it's like a white, really light. Okay, so I'm going to grab my iron, and I'm going to give this a quick little iron, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so here I have my iron. Of course, I'm on a glass surface here. You just want to make sure that you pull your items as far apart from the zipper as possible, and give yourself a really nice seam here. So you kind of want to pull the material away as much as possible so that you can get in as close as possible to the zipper. And then this way, when you run your sewing machine on it, it'll be perfect. Now, as you can see, like on the edge here, there's like a little bit of the tip of the zipper that came out. That's okay, because once you sew up these seams here, you're going to have a little bit of extra. You're going to clip this off anyway. So you really want to try to be as precise as possible. But with this project, it's pretty forgivable. So you just want to try to just iron out your stuff as much as you can. And then now I'm going to go back to my sewing machine. I'm sorry that the camera is shaking around. And I'm going to do a really quick little stitch up and down both of these sides here. Alrighty, so at this point right now, I've made the two stitches going down the middle. So this is the zipper, so it's nice, and you see that on both sides. So what you want to do now is make sure that, because we're going to sew the pouch closed, please be sure that you leave the zipper open, because you're going to have a heck of a time trying to get into your pouch with that zipper open, closed. So what you're going to do now is you're going to start to connect your pieces this way, and you want to turn all of the zipper and everything that's layered here. I'm sorry, I'm kind of at a loss for words. But you want all the seams to go towards the lining. So as soon as you have that there, hold on, let me grab some clips. So you want to start now pinning all of the areas and line everything up as best you can of where you're going to sew. And what you're going to do is you're going to go around and pin, but you're going to sew all the way around here, all of this, right? But you're going to leave an opening in the lining over here. So you would probably, you know, start here, go all the way around here, about a 1/4 of an inch, and you're going to stop here with enough space that you'll be able to stick your hand in and turn the pouch inside out. So I'm going to continue to pin these all the way around. Again, you're going to leave an opening on the lining side, but you're going to sew all the way around the perimeter, but you're going to stop somewhere in between here, and then at the end, when we flip the bag inside out, we will do a stitch, just, you know, sealing it when it's inverted. All right, so I'm going to go off to finish pinning this off, and then I'm going to go sew it together, and then we're going to clean up all of these edges, and I will be right back. All right, so I was able to go all around, and like I said, I left an opening on this side. And let me just make sure my zipper is open. So what you want to do now is kind of even out certain things. So for example, you want to cut your corners out. Just make sure that you don't cut off where your seams meet, because you want to be able to invert these corners and get a really nice corner. So like you're not going to really see these parts. This is also, I mean, I have a lot of like the phrase here, so which is okay, because you're not going to see it. It's going to be on the inside. You do want to make sure that you cut off a little bit of the points here, so that when you invert the zipper, you don't have a lot of bulk. Like, remember I told you about the zipper being uneven at one point, that the material didn't go all the way. All of this I can actually snip off. And you kind of want to do that so you don't have a lot of bulk. And sometimes, you know, your material may go a little bit out of whack, but you can cut that off as well. So what you want to do now is stick your hand in here. You want to get in. And what you want to do is, let me just finish opening this zipper. See why it's important to have it open? I just want to open it up a little bit more to make it a little bit easier. So what you want to do now is make sure you get these corners, and you want to bring everything out through that hole. Okay, like that. So you're going to want to then come in here and poke out these holes as best you can. This is great, like if you have chopsticks, or I sometimes just use the point of my scissor. As long as it's not a very pointy scissor, you can just point those out. You don't want to rip it, and go to the other side and do the same. And you keep working at them until they come out. And then you want to make sure that you open up these seams here. Push this back in. Push this out so you have a nice corner there, and voila, you have a planner pouch. So now that we have finished poking out all of the corners, we do have to go back to the machine and close up this opening. So all you're going to do is just make sure your corners are poked out. Line this up very nicely like this. You may want to grab your iron very quickly and just give it a quick press, and then just do a nice little thin seam all the way across, and then your bag will be all done. So now you can turn around and you can add any cute little charms you have. So there you have it. So this is a planner pouch with the lime green interior, with the lime green zipper. Like I said, this was a 12-inch zipper, and I hope this tutorial was helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to Pugs and Stilettos. Be well.